Redditors who called numbers on bathroom walls. How did it go? Some were just fake numbers, the rest were very angry girls and some guys who were sick of being called. I pranked my best friend with a fake love letter once 2 years ago. He got revenge by asking a female friend to write my number in the girl's toilet. Thankfully, he wasn't cruel enough to write it in the boy's toilet. A prank like this wasn't very common where I'm from, and I assume no one ever thought of it cause I had never heard or seen it before, so it took me weeks to realize what was going on. It was written somewhat like this: call my number for a submissive bitch boy who will satisfy all your sadistic fantasies. I love pegging and I look good in a dress too. The few calls I got were just girls giggling and hanging up, and I just thought they got the wrong number or something. Then some just texted me on WhatsApp and they were just basically greetings, and I found out that we went to the same schools, so I assumed that they found my number on a school group or something. Then some were even flirting with me. The worst part was that I was really happy getting texted by girls, and I had even thought that these girls were actively trying to get my number but were too shy to directly ask me. Damn, I still cringe hard when I think about it. Then I got some really suggestive texts which I thought was really weird. Someone even started with a "Hey there bitch boy." It wasn't until someone straight up told me that my number was in the girl's toilet that I found out and freaked the fuck out. I told my best friends about it, and they laughed. One was laughing harder than the other, and the culprit admitted that it was his doing. Some other classmates even heard it and laughed too. Then those two idiots spread it around our friend circle. I had to ask a female friend to get rid of it. I was pissed and embarrassed at the time, but looking back on it, it was a pretty good revenge prank. If you're reading this, Zach, screw you. When working for an earth moving company, we were sent to another part of the state to work, and so lived away from home for 2 weeks. All of us had mobile phones except for one guy who was a bit slow. I'll call him Peter. Peter was given a work mobile phone for the time we were away. Well, Peter decided to put his mobile phone number and the date on the back of the toilet door to see if he could get someone to call him for a good time. This is how slow he was. He was not gay, but he put his number of a door in the men's room. He got about 4 calls in 2 weeks, but they were all guys. Nobody could work out who he was talking to when he said, "Oh yuck, I'm not a poof," and hung up. So the 2 weeks are up and he gives the phone back. The foreman now has the phone on his desk and he gets about 2 phone calls a year from blokes. This went on for 10 years before I left. It may still happen. Took the foreman about 3 of these calls to work out what was going on. When I was in grad school, the neighborhood pub had a bunch of games that patrons could borrow to play. They would swap in new games from time to time. One day, we were lucky enough to be handed a brand new Jenga set. And the custom around here is to write a truth or dare on each block. One of my friends wrote a dare: "Send me a pic of your titties," and then wrote my cell phone number underneath it. Over the next 3 years I would get a variety of pictures texted to me. I never received a female nipple pic, but I got a few cleavage pics and more than a few male nipple pics. The best one was a dude who stuck his hand down his pants and stuck his finger out of his zipper so it looked like a penis. Back when I was in university, there was a public greenhouse that we used to visit sometimes. There was a huge plant with waxy leaves, and someone had carved a phone number into one of the leaves. I decided to text the number. I just said something like, "I found this number on a plant," and the number called me back almost immediately. It was some lady who hadn't seen her son in a very long time and left her number there because the two of them used to go there together. Went on a lads trip to Blackpool once, and one of the lads wrote my number in a toilet cubicle for the bants. The next few weeks I had so many texts and calls from guys offering to do pretty vulgar shit to me. Told them all I was straight and this was someone's idea of a joke. A good majority of them replied along the lines of, "That's a shame, want to try cock anyway? Nah fella, think I'll give it a miss. Cheers." The calls eventually stopped, so I assume it either got cleaned off or someone who was disappointed it wasn't a genuine offer downvoted it as a time waster. Wrote my friend's number on a bathroom wall in a sketchy park. He got a lot of willy pics texted to him. He never found out who did it. Funny that another friend used the bathroom and saw the number and thought they recognized it and typed it in to confirm and found out it was our friend's number. So they knew where the number was written and that it was someone in the friend group. Not a number but a URL. That idiot rickrolled me. I did something similar. I printed a QR code for the video and put it up. I hope I got some people. Someone wrote my number on a wall at a train station somewhere. I had no idea. Now spend most of my days getting calls from 12-year-old horn dogs who think they're top shit and would call back even after I tell them to go to hell. I can't not answer an unknown number due to my job, so now all I say is, "Sweet, another one for the police report," and hang up. That seems to shut them up. I didn't call one, but my number was put on the bathroom stall of my high school. I had graduated a year prior and my younger, abusive ex-boyfriend thought it would be hilarious to write my number down and say that I was an easy hoe and to message for a good nut. Ended up getting a text from a 14-year-old. I was 19 and found out what happened. The kid ended up being my friend's little brother, so she forced him to get my number off the wall. Good times. I remember texting a number from a bathroom and now, we're friends. We have small talks, here and there, but still, she's a good friend. I put my friend's number in an online ad looking for a tag team partner for amateur WWF wrestling. Must bring own outfit, and not be opposed to current theme music and glitter. Practice will be 3x per week, and other similar things. He got a few calls from absolute weirdos, which was always funny, and he started enjoying it and playing along. His number got written down in the men's toilet for wrestling fun, and the calls and pictures got a little aggressive, especially with him thinking it was the original wrestling ad and playing along. It said for the head, call Karen. A guy answered, said she's married now and doesn't do that anymore, and even when she did it wasn't that good. I took a hike through an old Girl Scout camp that was in the process of being torn down. There was a wood panel from one of the cabins in a dumpster with the for a good time call. So we called, and it was an elderly woman who went to the camp in like the 60s. We talked for like 10 minutes where she reminisced about her time there. 1010 would call again. Once in a public bathroom I found a number with the text, call for gay sex, Tom. I texted it saying hey sexy, trying to humor whoever was on the other end. They responded in about 6 seconds saying hey who's this, as if they had received the message entirely unsolicited. Still messing around, I said that I was for sneaky link. They said, let's line it up, and I sent a meme to try and ease the mood since they thought I was serious. The conversation was long, so I'll just sum the rest up. They sent pics of their extremely gangrene infested feet, and I eventually took it too far and made a joke about age having never stopped me before, and they blocked my number. I think I was weirder in that situation. My buddy called one we found in the bathroom in the mall the one time. We were going to let this poor soul know their number was in the men's room at the mall. Freaking skydiving place one city over answered. We hung up because we didn't know how to handle the situation. To this day I think it was a weird attempt at viral marketing. I once called a number on the bathroom stall at my college. There wasn't any corny caption with the number, and I thought, heck, let's call it. It was the number of a good friend of mine. It was at that point in time that I realized he was actually gay. It was also at that point in time that he realized I was actually straight. Until then he thought I was just playing hard to get, and I always thought his sense of humor was extremely sexual. Meanwhile he was hitting on me anyway. We had a massive laugh about it, and it's a running joke to this day. My girlfriend will never let me live it down. When I was 11 and new in town, I gave my home phone number to a handful of new girlfriends. This was the 1970s, so way the hell before cell phones. Anyway, one of my new friends misdialed my number by 1 digit and got a crazy old man who yelled and ranted about nothing in particular. She later snuck into the boys' bathroom and wrote that number on the wall. So hopefully some early adolescent boys got an earful of unhinged old man when they called. Wrote a friend's number on a stall once. It was a new gas station, so walls were pretty clean. Hanging out with a group later that night, and my buddy gets a call from a pissed-off gas station owner threatening to press charges for vandalism. Why would I write my own freaking number on your wall? They argued for a few minutes, and things de-escalated, and the owner stopped accusing him of doing it himself. Real hard to hold a straight face when he got off the phone. This dude thought I wrote, for a good poke, call me on a bathroom wall. What the hell? Good laugh. Next time I was in that gas station it was gone. Completely serious here. It was your generic call for a good time thing. I was feeling brave, so I called it. The number was my sister's. Not me, but saw it posted in a similar thread. Guy saw the writing on the wall saying ring for a good time. He gave it a ring. They met up, and the guy treated him to paragliding and ice cream. We need more people like this lad in the world. Leave a like if you enjoy the content. Tell me in comments, have you ever called a number from a bathroom walls? How did it go? I would love to read it. Subscribe and don't forget to watch my other videos. Have a nice day. Bye.